Hey guys, mental health tips time in vlog format. How many people know this guy? How you going? I'm really good. No, really, how are you? Yeah, I'm good. Are you sure? Yeah, man, I'm good. Like, don't worry about it. It's all good. I know that guy. I have been that guy. I probably still am that guy pretty regularly. Things are good. It's all good. But, you know, we all have bad days. For this guy who's asking the questions, it can be a little bit confronting because what do you do? I'm pretty sure something's wrong, but you're not going to tell me. I'm actually a little bit upset that you won't tell me because, come on man, I care about you and why won't you tell me? And this guy here is going, well, you know what, I'm cool, you know, because I don't really want to talk about it. Looking at the world generally, my problems are pretty small. I just feel a bit shitty. One of my problems is that I feel a bit alone. And with you right here, if I tell you that, I mean, I feel like that's a bit disrespectful. It might hurt you in some way. And also understand that it kind of doesn't make any sense that I think that. But you know what, when you're this guy, you can't help the way that you feel. And when you're this guy, you can't help but care. So what do? You know, how do you deal with that? Well, the best advice I got from a friend of mine who went through a very, very tough time personally, losing a husband, you know, very suddenly and without any warning, just help. If you're this guy, just do something. If you're this guy, let them do something if they want to, and if something happens. Part of that caring and part of that understanding is to take into account what this guy wants. I want to help you. You're having a tough time opening up, and that's something that we can work on. Like generally as people, we can improve our communication about why we're sort of feeling a bit down and what might be going on there. So yeah, that's something that needs to happen, definitely. But at the same time, as your friend, I realize, you know, there are a few things I can do to make your life easier. You know, I can bring you a meal. I can just sit there and watch telly with you. I can, you know, take you out one night. Maybe we go out and have a few laughs, or go to the movies, or, you know, maybe I can pick up your washing, or take care of your kids for a couple of days, give you a chance to, you know, build a bit of space in your life so that you can maybe deal with whatever it is that's going on if you don't want to talk to me about it. And those sorts of things can make a big difference. Because when you're on this side, often you feel like your problems aren't really worth talking about. If you're saying, oh, it's not a big deal, you know, they might know someone who is a habitual complainer and not want to be that guy. Oh, you know, Sharon down the road is always complaining about silly little inconsequential things. I don't want to be like Sharon, so I'm just not going to complain. People can be sort of stoic about their problems. Like, you know what, I'm just going to get on with it. It's not a big deal. Or, you know, the problems might include the person that's trying to help them for no good reason. You know, yeah, I know that you love me. I know that you care. For some reason, you're bothering me at the moment, and it's just not helping. And I don't know why. And I know that you care, and I know that you want to help, but I don't know how to let you help right now. So that's difficult. The other instances could be that, you know, something has come out of the blue. So when you get diagnosed with an illness, you know, that you weren't expecting, when someone passes away suddenly, when you break up with someone in a hurry and you didn't know it was coming and it sort of hits you in the guts, when someone asks what they can do, you don't even know, because you might be in no man's land. And that's when being this guy over here and just getting on with it and doing a few little things can make all the difference. And it makes a difference in a couple of ways. In firsthand, you're actually building a little bit of space in that person's life to enable them to deal with their issues, which is so valuable. If you're under extreme financial duress, a lot of time constraints, you're very busy, sometimes very hard to deal with your own personal problems. You just don't have the time to just go, look, I need to step back and, you know, work on me. And I know it's a bit of a cliche thing to say, but, you know, when you're really busy, you don't often have that opportunity. And then on the flip side to that, as well as giving them that space, you're also giving them a bit of love. Sometimes just knowing that someone cares actually goes a very long way to helping you deal with your own stuff and allowing you even more space then to understand that, look, this guy understands I've got a problem. I know I've been a bit weird about it, but I know that you care. So next time, or later, or another time, I might actually feel a bit more inclined to be able to open up about it. Yeah, man, I feel terrible today. You know, these things happen and they really upset me and I don't really know how to deal with it. I feel like I'm being kind of silly and I feel like I'm kind of over sad for what it is. Like, I'm too sad for what this little thing was, but hey, it is what it is. That's how I'm feeling at the moment. And then this guy now gets to go, hey, cool dude, like, yeah, you feel sad. Hey, we all feel sad. It happens. Life is sort of up and down. We have good days and we have bad days, and I think we should encourage people to talk about both. But If someone is having a tough time expressing themselves in that way, the best thing you can do is to just help. So think about what your friends or your family or the people close to you need, and when they're having a tough time, just jump in there, just get your hands dirty, just do something. So that you know that when you get the "yeah, I'm okay" conversation, "yeah, I'm okay, man, I'm alright, don't worry about it." Just do something. Jump in, do the dishes, do the washing up, bring them a meal, give them a pat on the back, tell them it's going to be okay eventually, and do your best. So look after each other, be mindful of one another, pay attention, and of course, always just be nice.